Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Haiku Friday. We are in the garden right now. See if I can do a little shot here. Uh, the garden. Oh, if that didn't make you seasick, I don't know what would. Yeah, we're in the front yard, so anything can happen. We have people stop by all the time and want to talk about the garden. And we have one neighbor who is has a hard time with boundaries, so he might just jump up here. We don't know. Anything can happen because we are unprotected. We're in the front yard. Let's get started. Let's get started because the sooner we get this done, the sooner um, we might have success. All right. We have a couple from Max Q this morning. Max Q writes, torpor of summer, languid, uninspired, inert, and too hot to sleep. I know, right? We've been sleeping in the yurt at night, and it does cool down pretty good up here. I know where max Q is, it probably doesn't, but it gets down in the 60s at night, so that's been pretty nice. Um, all right, here is second one for max Q. The old men's egos ordain the fall of empire, narcissists rising. And that, I this sort of seems to be a bit of a theme, I think. This week, we had the Supreme Court basically saying that a president can be a king now. There is nothing that a president can't do that would be held accountable when he's in office. So, and I say he, I'd like to say he or she, but I'll say he. Um, so, and then, of course, the bad debate performance. And so, poised, historical times, right? But anyway, we'll get more into that later, maybe. So we have one from Renee. Now, I met Renee, was it? Oh, yeah, I guess about a week ago, because Sarah and I were out with Rika San and Laura Lee. And man, it was actually Laurel was there. And then I met Renee. I hadn't met Renee before, and lovely person. And she had expressed some interest in doing some haiku, and she delivered this morning. So here we go. She entitles this Late Afternoon Happy Hour. I'm not hungry, nor do I want a drink, but I am available. Yes, yes. I wrote Renee right back. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. All right. So thank you, Max Q. Thank you, Renee. And here we go. Here is one from our pal Rico San. Such intelligence, program for self destruction, celebrate our fate. Yeah. And I kind of like that because, in the end, maybe this is where we were heading all along, right? Maybe, we'll find out. We'll find out. Uh, but we're not going to go down without swinging. And also, I feel like um, the happier we are, and the more productive we are, and the more stuff we make, the more it pisses them off. So let's just keep doing that. Let's just keep making art, making people happy, doing things. I think that would be good. All right. So, um, here is my haiku. Demonizing libs began 50 years ago. Now reap the shitstorm. People, had a ringside seat to this and to see how people have changed. I remember being in the Air Force, and it was pretty mixed bag of, most centrists, a lot of liberals, some conservatives, and then things kinda changed towards the 9 into well, I guess early '90s when, Rush Limbaugh became a thing, and I started seeing people really brainwashed and the kind of, camaraderie they would get over their, hatred and anger, and actually their, embracing of lies, and, you know, I guess I've kind of thought maybe it would right itself because it seemed so ridiculous what people were believing, but it never did. It just got worse for a certain few. It got to the point where people needed more and more to satisfy that itch of hatred, and the media was more than happy to provide them bigger and better lies each time. In fact, a whole new news empire was born out of this love of hatred and love of lies called Fox News, and the rest is history. And so we didn't get here overnight, did we? We didn't get to a point where almost half of people say that they would vote for a guy who just told over 600 lies in a 90-minute debate, but was called the winner of the debate, and a guy who is the most probably straight out of central casting as the Antichrist that we've ever seen, and a guy who is corrupt, says he wants to destroy the Constitution, destroy our nation, take us out of NATO, hand us over to our enemies. But half the people will say that's okay, as opposed to the old guy who mixes up names now and again, as opposed to the crazy guy. If you ever media doesn't report, but you can find all the crazy stuff because they want a horse race, right? And actually, if Trump were to win, they would think that would be good because it would really boost their ratings all the way until he took them off of television, and he could do it. Nothing, executive order, they're gone, and he would do it. And there would be no repercussions because he owns the Supreme Court. So that's the place we're in right now. And that I think there are people in our nation who hate our country. And maybe 50% of our people hate our country, and maybe they have reason to. And they want to see it come to an end. Not me. I'm one of those was in the Air Force, served my country, was in the fire department, served my community. I've always volunteered, done things, believed. I've got, believed in the flag, believed in all that stuff. So it's going to be kind of late for me to change the way I do things. So I'll be one of the ones, maybe part of the pogrom early on if he wins. And I know this sounds alarmist, but he's already told us he's going to do it. And you know what? That's what people like about him. He tells the truth. Just come over and say, I'm going to rape your wife, rub a pile of shit in your face, and you'll like it. And his followers would like it. So he's going to get votes for that. Okay. Hey, that's a beat, isn't it? All right. So let's finish up here. What's new? Okay, that kind of concludes. You know what? Actually, I lapsed into some preaching, didn't I? I kind of did. Kind of got a little preachy. Sorry about that. But let's go into like the part where I talk about what's going on, because I haven't done that for a couple weeks because we've been gone. Actually, like for 3 weeks, I think we've been gone. Just been going, going, going. So what's new? So no, I think I might have talked about going to the Bigfoot Festival in Medellin Falls. I can't remember. But if I didn't, I would recommend it. You would like it. You would like it. It's fun. There's people who are real believers, people who are there for the pageantry of a Bigfoot festival. There was a great 5K race. Medellin Falls is definitely a town that could use a few bucks. So go spend your bucks. People selling their Trump flags with him, with a six-pack abs, holding I think it was an AK-47 actually. Those folks need some money too. So hopefully for better mental health care. But they need, so let's go support them. Let's support everybody. So next year, I hope to see you. If there is a Bigfoot Festival next year again, be there. It's fun. And I'll maybe even I might even participate in a booth next year. More about that. Okay, so I was going to have things, a little show and tell, which I like to do, but I didn't prepare. I didn't bring this stuff out with me this morning. So I apologize, but you can imagine a really big, kind of like foam rubbery looking Sasquatch head. It's white. It looks pretty cool. You've seen my paintings of Sasquatch. So I'm building a Sasquatch costume, and I want to set up next to street preachers who are preaching messages of hate. And I just want to set up my own little street preaching thing as Sasquatch with a little sound system that I can grunt into with a sign that says, Sasquatch say, love everybody, uh, and set up next to these hateful people. Because you know what? Having fun and being creative is the antidote, not hating these people back. They get off on that. So don't give it to them. Do not give it to them. And then, of course, I've got the religious goods Sasquatch stuff. I've got a couple new ideas for that. And I'll be sharing those, I suppose, uh, soon. Too many things going on in the old noggin, I guess. Oh, so we went to I think the week before last, I reported to you from the Sip and Dip. Well, actually, from the O'Hare Inn, which houses the Sip and Dip, the Mermaid Bar in Great Falls, which was a good time. I recommend that's a great, fun thing to do at least once in your lifetime. A cool tiki bar. The Charlie Russell Museum there did not disappoint. Always been a big Charlie Russell painting fan. Inspired me as a kid when I did paintings and did drawings at the time. So, yeah, so if you'd like to check that out, you could check that out, and I think you would like it. And it's huge. It's huge. If you have any interest in Western art at all, the Charlie Russell Museum is the way to go. Now, on the way up there in Lincoln, Montana, is a place called Blackfoot Pathways, which is a modern art. Well, I wouldn't know if you call it modern art, but it's art made out of kind of indigenous materials for the most part in the area. And it's all outdoors and it's really cool. It's free. I would recommend that. Give yourself at least a couple hours to walk amidst it. And a lot of it's kind of interactive art you can climb on and go into, and it's super cool. If you'd like to see pictures of that, let me know and I'll send you some. Very inspiring for you artists out there, too. I got a lot of inspiration from there. Uh, I was going to show you an oil painting that I completed probably about a month ago. I don't think I showed it to you. Maybe I did. It's the one of the alleyway. Um, I've been working on my acrylic paintings for the free art giveaway. I've done first drafts. I need to get busy with those again. I'm also um, Spokane Shakespeare Society, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. I'm going to be doing some artwork for them for their posters, so I need to get going on that too. Actually started on one. I've been working on one for a day or so for them, and I don't like it, so I'm probably going to start over on that. And speaking of don't like it, how about As You Like It, which you will like it. Um, I am in that play. It's Shakespeare. I think if you don't know anything about Shakespeare or go, ooh, Shakespeare, you would go to this and have a good time because I'm not in it for very much of it. So I've been able to watch and just kind of watch the rehearsals that aren't, I'm not in the scenes and really enjoy it. And there is some funny acting, some great pratfalls, and it's really cool. And I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show Station 11. I got read the book first and then saw the TV show, which the TV show is really good too. But it's about a wandering post apocalyptic troupe of Shakespearean actors that stage. And this outdoor theater stuff that we're doing kind of reminds me of that in a way. We set up really quick. We're going to be in Corbin Park, and if you've never been to Corbin Park, it is beautiful, especially in the evening. Magical, magical place. So, starting this Thursday, we'll be in Corbin Park for this Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. I think performances start at 6:30. I think should have looked that one up before I started talking. And then there's an afternoon performance on Sunday. And then after that, same schedule, but then we move to Manitou and do it in Manitou. Just what would that be? East, I think, of the Duncan Gardens. There's a big grassy area. A lot of people don't even know about this area, but it's a beautiful grassy area. And we're going to be doing it there. And then we're going to conclude in the Lilac Bowl at Riverfront Park. So, um, yeah, come out and see it. It's been, you know what, with a bunch of lovely, young, very talented people. And then there's old me. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Sometimes, like last night, we went past 9 o'clock for a run through in the park, and I was beat, just beat. And like I said, I'm not even working that hard. Um, but it's just that thing of being older, I suppose. And so this 3 weeks is it's gonna be tough. And everybody's doing such a great job. And I think you would really enjoy it if you came out to see it. Um, the garden, I kind of showed you that. It is really popping. We've got more plums on the plum tree than we've ever had, I think. We actually have this green gauge plum tree and we never get any plums on. But this year it's loaded. So whatever happened, it's good. Hopefully we get enough water and it doesn't get too hot. Thank you again for Rika San and Laura Lee hosting us. It was wonderful. Love hanging out with you guys. Wish we could do it for a longer time. Um, I've been running a lot lately. I didn't run today, but this is kind of my first day that I've taken a break. I'm feeling super tired today. And but it's been really good to get out there and run every morning, enjoying that. Grandparently duties, loving my grandkids. All four of those boys are so much fun. And the youngest one, Arthur, personality just bursting out of this kid. And he came by yesterday. He brought his grandmother on the other side of the family and his father, my son, our son, Sarah, my son, with him as well. And Margie, she's a lovely person. I love hanging out with her too, and had a great visit. So this is just a reminder. Uh, don't the media wants us to be worried, and we're going to give money to the candidates. We're going that we support. We're going to engage people who want to talk about it. We'll talk about it, but I'm not particularly worried because even if um, as one person calls him, comb over Caligula, gets elected, then or does then we'll deal with it. And if he doesn't get elected, the in Biden stays in office, these people aren't going away, and neither is their Project 2025. Their desire, uh, but with them as the mullahs, what they call themselves Christians, which I've talked about. It's not Christianity at all. I'd say their beliefs are very anti-Christian. It's not nationalism at all because they really don't care about the fate of our country. They are anti-Christ fascists, and so they will be around whether Trump comes back, that evil sack of what comes back or not. They aren't going anywhere. So what we need to do, the the best vengeance we can have on them is to be kind and to be what they say they are in our actions, I would say, and treat everybody kindly, turn the other cheek. Um, Maybe there will be a time to get out I'm not gonna do it, but it's something for everybody to have on their plate, I suppose. But just love life, make art, create things. I'm surrounded by wonderful creators, which I'll tell you, that was the beauty about being up at Rick and Laura Lee's too. They're both so creative, and again, the other folks that were up there with us, super creative too. That's enjoying life, enjoying beauty, enjoying nature, being creative, being kind, helpful. Those are all things. Being the good, being the good Samaritan. In other words, those are all things that they hate. Give them a reason to hate you. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for soldiering through this very long diatribe. But like all of you, I've been um, feeling the angst, which I shouldn't be. Just tune out. My son's tuned out. He says his goal is to not find out who even won the presidential election. That's his goal. He knows who he's voting for, but don't let them manipulate the way you feel and shave years off your life. All right. Bye now. Take care. See you later. Love you. Send me haikus. HaikuFriday.com. Bye for now.